Faith can move mountains, and doubt can create them. And I thought that was crazy because I was like, we doubt so much that we're literally building our own mountains, and then we have to believe that God could do it in order to get over the mountains that we've already created. What's up, my people? It's your girl Tatiana Renee, and I'm back with another video. Guys, it's been a long time. It's been a few weeks since we've done the last video, and I think the last one was David and Saul, I believe. So today we're actually going to be talking about a topic that a lot of you have requested. I'm very excited because I put a poll on Instagram, and if you don't follow me on my Instagram, it is down below in the description bar at Tatiana Renee, and I'll put it somewhere down here so that way you can go follow it. And I put a poll on there to ask what kinds of topics you guys would actually want me to talk about, because I think it's important to talk about topics that are real to you guys, because we all struggle with our daily situations. I feel like we could all use some more advice and some more encouragement on the topics. So the biggest topic that everybody chose was doubt, and I think that is a really interesting topic, but also a really good one, because I feel like a number of us, including myself, are dealing with doubting God. So without further ado, let's get into it. For those of you who don't know the definition of doubt, the definition of doubt is feeling of uncertainty or lack of conviction, a firmly held belief or opinion. So conviction is a firmly held belief or opinion, and doubt is a feeling of uncertainty or lack of conviction. There's a number of people in the Bible that doubted God, and I found quite a few. Gideon, Thomas, but the people that I'm going to talk about today that kind of resonated a little bit more with me is Abraham and Sarah, or Abram and Sarai. For this particular part, we're going to focus on Genesis 17 verses 15 through 27 and Genesis 18 verses 1 through 15, because Abraham and Sarah had their different times of doubt, but it was around the same situation. So I thought it'd be cool to talk about both. So before Abraham became Abraham, his name was Abram, and God chose to change his name to Abraham because he was going to be the father of many nations. And during that time, he told Abraham that he was going to have a son named Isaac, and Abraham laughed. And God told him that his covenant would be carried out through a son. And at that time, the reason why Abraham laughed was because Abraham was very old and Sarah was very old, and they were way past the age of childbearing. I believe Abraham was around 100 years old and Sarah was like not too far behind him. It's really hard to imagine a man who's 100 years old and a woman who is 95, 96, 97 years old, being told that they're going to have a baby. I mean, I'd probably laugh too. But in that instance, that's when Abraham doubted God, the laughing. Then we get to the part where Sarah becomes Sarah. Her name was Sarai first, so she becomes Sarah. And an angel of God comes to visit her. Well, not visit her, visit Abraham. And they're out talking, and he mentions again, at this time Sarah was nowhere near the angel and Abraham. She could see from a distance where they were standing, but she wasn't within where they can hear her. And the angels mentioned to Abraham again, you will have a son. He will that will be your covenant, and it will be carried through your son. And Sarah laughed. Again, Sarah was not in the vicinity of where they could hear her, or where she thought they couldn't hear her. And the angel asked Abraham, "Why is your wife laughing?" And in that instance, that's when Sarah doubted God. Now, as I said before, Abraham and Sarah were super old, so obviously they were very concerned as to how this could even happen. This was also after the time that Hagar had given birth to Ishmael through Abraham, and had Ishmael, and Abraham assumed that he would just build his covenant through Ishmael, but that is not what God promised. God promised that he would have a son named Isaac, and Isaac would be how God's covenant would be carried through Isaac. And so they were just obviously in this crazy space. Like, there's no way, God, I'm too old for this. My eggs is dried up, and there's just no way that they could have even thought or fathomed the fact that at their old age they can have this baby. Laughing in the Hebrew language, the word for it I can't pronounce, so I'm not even gonna try. I'll put it down below so that you guys can kind of see what it looks like. But it means to laugh outright in merriment or scorn, to laugh, mock, play, or make sport. So literally they were mocking God because they did not believe that he could do these things through them. And you have to remember, doubt comes to people in many different ways. It could be laughing, it could be just crying out, saying that, God's not going to do this, or just not believing in general. They doubted God's ability and power. It was their yeah right moment. That's why I call it, like, yeah right, that's not going to happen. And I know you've had them, I've had them, we've all had the yeah right moments where we feel like, okay, God, this just is not going to happen. I can't believe that you are even capable of doing this. And I think sometimes when we doubt God, we forget how capable and how powerful he really is. We begin to not believe in his capabilities and the things that we know he can do as God. If he was able to create a whole earth and a whole world, if he was able to create a man out of dust, if he was able to flood the earth and wipe out all of mankind and start over, why do we not believe these things? And it may be because the day and age that we're in, it's harder to believe things that we haven't seen done ourselves. And we hear all the stories, but it's hard to believe if those things are true. I think it's okay to question God because sometimes we don't understand things. But when we doubt him, we're saying that we don't have faith in his power. Some of us are the see it to believe it type. But when we ask God for a sign or a miracle, we're too busy doubting him that we miss it. And I know this is true for me. I prayed on countless occasions for multiple different things, and then I stopped believing and stopped paying attention. I think it's important that when we ask for something and we're praying for something, we need to make sure we are paying attention, because we never know when God is going to do what he says he's going to do or how he's going to do it. But we automatically want things to be done our way, and if they're not done our way, we stop looking. If they're not done our way, we stop believing. If they're not done our way, we stop trusting that it's going to happen. I don't think that's right. Doubt comes when we stop believing God can or will do what he said. Abraham and Sarah doubted when they thought he wouldn't provide a child for them in their time. Notice I said their time. They doubted when they didn't believe that God could provide a child in their time, meaning they felt their time had already passed, and they could not believe that there was any way it could happen in the age that they were in. I think that it is important to remember that when we doubt things, we tend to stop believing and trusting that God can do something. And I think that we have to pay attention. We have to keep our eyes open. We have to be watching. Because it may not come how we want it. It may not come how we think it should be. And God doesn't have to do that, because he has the power to do any and everything above more than we could ever ask. But we have to pay attention. I know it's hard to believe in something that you don't see, or that you feel like you're not experiencing. But remember, doubt is not the same as unbelief. If you're doubting God, that's different than not believing in him. So I think it's important to decipher the two. But remember that I seen a quote, and I think I posted it on my Instagram. You can definitely go check it out. By Bishop Dr. Bobby, I can't remember his last name, but it says, faith can move mountains and doubt can create them. And I thought that was crazy, because I was like, we doubt so much that we're literally building our own mountains, and then we have to believe that God could do it in order to get over the mountains that we've already created. Wouldn't it just be easier to just believe in the first place? Think about it. I'm also in the place where I feel like I'm doubting God, but not doubting him because I don't believe he can't do anything, but doubting because I just don't feel like it's being done. And again, I don't think that we should be doing that. It's easier to believe that he's going to do something in the first place. So I'm going to say a quick prayer, and I hope that you guys share this comment. Let's talk about it, please. Comment down below what things that you're struggling with as far as doubt goes. Like, are you struggling with believing that he'll do something? Are you struggling with believing in him in general? Or doubting him in general? Like, let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. I would love to chat about this. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Please follow my social media accounts. They're in the description box down below. And if you have any questions or you want any more topics for me to hit on, please let me know, because I would love to do this for you. So I'm going to say a quick prayer, and then we will end the video. God, thank you for this time. Thank you that you have allowed us the chance to believe in you, Father God. God, I pray that you would help us in our doubt, that you would not even allow us, but help us to understand that you see all, you know all, and you are all, and you are capable of above and beyond what we think and ask for. I pray that we begin to understand that things are not always going to be done in our time, that things are going to be done in your time and how you see fit, because you know our lives, you know where they're going to end up, and you know what's best for us. I just pray that we would do our best and put our trust in you, and that you could just come to our rescue. In Jesus' name, amen. I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye.